I'm going to be sharing with you guys is the exact questions that I get every single time I jump on an audit call for something like a low ticket offer. And usually the question that I get on there is like, hey, Eddie, my low ticket offer isn't profitable. My cost per acquisition is too high. And I'm spending $80 in order to get a $37 client. What do I do? And honestly, every single time it is the exact same thing. They are asking the wrong question. Because the thing is that your 17, 27, 37, or even $97 product is actually not a product. It was never supposed to be a product. Your low ticket funnel is a filter. And once you understand what that means, the way that you guys start running ads and build out your funnel is going to completely change on the way that you're actually going to be doing your business. But before we get started, I want you to know a little bit about who I am. My name is Eddie Miranda, and I've been in the paid ads game ever since 2019. I have been a marketing manager for people like Grant Cardone, Brandon Turner, and Matt Decino over at HL Pro Tools. I own a company called Deem Marketing, which helps hundreds of coaches, consultants, and course creators, and even business owners with every aspect of their marketing. And I currently work with clients like Ben Azadi, you can see him there on the screen, Alex Montalenti, which is the owner of Real Grader, and I've worked for companies like Dent Global. And I also have a community of 2,200 people that they're all learning my paid ad strategy. So just some of the things that I've been able to accomplish. Well, one, I was able to increase a SaaS company's monthly recurring revenue by an additional $100,000 with a 297 product. I've also helped an agency double up from their cash from a 5-figure to 6 figures. I've helped a real estate mogul generate $5 million on a live webinar. I've helped scale a financial business with an evergreen webinar from $100,000 a month to $500,000 a month. And I currently run a 6-figure coaching program that's helping hundreds of people with their paid ads. And here, just for proof, you can see here I've spent $116,000 in ad spend and I've made $520,000 in revenue inside of my own business. So here's what most people do. They create a low ticket offer. You could see something like here. They have a sales page, an upsell, a second upsell, and a thank you page. Whether it be a mini course or a PDF or a template pack, AI, whatever it is, you run ads to it and they start going inside of the ads manager and they start realizing my cost per purchase on this is like at $80, but I'm selling a $37 product. Oh my God, I'm losing money. This doesn't work. Like I want to give up on a low ticket. So then what's the natural thing to do in that situation? I'm losing $43 for every single purchase that I get into my low ticket funnel. So they start making new creatives. They start tweaking everything on the ad side. They change their prices. They redesign their sales page. And they're going around in circles to try to solve a problem that actually is not a problem. You see, the low ticket that we have on the screen right now was never supposed to make you money. Now, there are certain situations where that could actually happen. If you have a really, really huge organic base on Instagram or on Facebook or on YouTube, you can certainly make money. But the moment that you start putting ad spend behind it, that's where things really change for you. So at the end of the day, you have all these people like, oh my God, I made so much money off of my low ticket. The thing is that the low ticket is never supposed to be your business. It is only the front door to your actual business. The only job of a low ticket offer is to answer one question. Is the person willing to pull out their credit card and spend money with me? That's it. That's the whole purpose of a low ticket. If they buy a $27 thing, they just told you, hey, I'm a buyer and I trust you enough to give you a little bit of money. And honestly, a buyer is way worth more to me than just somebody submitting their email, whether it be with a free lead gen or a ManyChat sequence or even a video sales letter funnel. Because the thing is, a buyer is giving you money. That's the fundamental difference in the relationship, whether they're just giving you an email or they're actually exchanging value for money. See, I want to go over some numbers with you guys really quick on this because this is for you guys to understand on how this functions. And again, I like this better than having a video sales letter funnel that goes out front. And I'm going to share with you guys those numbers so you really understand how this all works out. So let's say you have a front end offer. For my particular case, I have a $17 front end offer. Then that's your main offer. And then you have a bump that's roughly around 27, and then another bump That's roughly around 37. Now, the math on this is going to start really adding up to, because based off of how people are converting every single step of the stage is what your average order value is going to be. An average order value is basically if 100 people come in, what's the average order that those 100 people came through your funnel ended up purchasing. So let's say you have a upsell of $97 on the first one and then a second upsell of 147. Okay, so now the conversion rates of these are very, very important, because let's say on a bump order you have 30% of all the people that came in got these bump orders. For an upsell, the first one, it is 20%, and then for the second upsell it is 10%. Any numbers above that is amazing. Okay, so let's put some math here real quick, because we had 100 buyers buy the $17. That is going to be $1,700 for all the 100 buyers that came in through there. But now you got 30 buyers that ended up getting your 27. So of the 27, you had $810 coming. Now again, 30% on the 37, that is $1,100. Now with that, out of all the 100 buyers that ended up getting your main program, 20% of them got the 97. So you're looking at $1,940. Now, out of the 100 people that got your 17, 10 of those got your 147. Well, you're looking at $1,470. So let's add all of this up here real quick. You have total sales of $7,030. You divide that by 100, you're going to be looking at $70.30 is your AOV. So when you start looking at this funnel, these are the most common conversions that you are going to be having on the funnel. And you're going to be having an AOV of $70.30. So for you, if you're saying, oh my God, my cost to acquire a customer is at $80, the difference on that is actually $9.70. That is the difference. Now, for me, I think that that is an amazing number, because at the end of the day, the whole purpose of this funnel is, well, like what I said before, for somebody to be able to whip out their wallet and justify the fact that they're going to want to spend money with you. And even though we are doing this and we're at a negative $9.70 for every purchase that we get, we are again qualifying those people. Now, I want to share some other numbers with you guys, because this is going to be the huge difference. If you run a VSL, you are going to be spending anywhere from $250 to $350 to book a call. If you're running a VSL, it's going to cost you anywhere from $500 to $750 to get a qualified call. And then from there, it's going to cost you anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 to get a sale. So for me, on a VSL, I'm spending up to $1,500 in order to get a customer to come into my high ticket program. Well, if we do the low ticket, and let's say we got in 100 customers, we lost $9.70. That means that we spent $970. I got 100 new customers. And for here, I didn't even get a customer. I'm already spending $1,500. But let's say out of those 100 people that came in, 2 of those people booked calls with me and closed on a deal. That means that me utilizing a low ticket to send people into my high ticket, I only spent $485 in order to acquire a $5,000 to $10,000 client. For me, that math works out far better than utilizing a VSL. One, I get a lot more customers coming through, and 2, I'm able to offset my costs of what I'm spending for ads, because even though I'm only making anywhere from 70 to 90% of my money back, I'm making 70 to 90% of my money back, that now I could go and start scaling with that, start bringing more customers into the door. So the more volume that I have, the more closes I could have as a business. So again, this is why I love a low ticket, because it helps you pre-qualify and you're making your money back at the end of the day. So then what do you do after somebody buys your low ticket? Like, how do you ascend them into your high ticket or your coaching program or your done for you? Well, right after they make a purchase, you could have one is an email sequence that's going to send them to your high ticket. Another thing that I personally do is that I send them to a community where you could support them, have social proof, and even be able to ascend them. And then a lot of times what I actually do here in this particular instance is that I will retarget everybody into a VSL as well. They've already bought my stuff. They're already consuming my content, whatever it is a book or a course or whatever the case may be. But now you're sending them into a video sales letter funnel that now you're not going to have to spend as much money in order to convert that customer into your high ticket program. So again, the low ticket itself, it is a financial filter. And I want to be able to share with you guys a couple of stories on how this kind of became like really important for some of the clients that I ended up taking on. So I had one particular client, he's in the music industry. And when he came into my inner circle program, basically the main question was is like they wanted to be able to get more high ticket clients. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's look at your VSL for right now and see what we could kind of improve on that front in order to get you better quality people coming through the door. Because one of the biggest complaints that they had was that the people aren't qualified, they're broke, they're cheap, they don't have the financial capabilities to even get into $1,000 a month program. So one of the things that we did fix like the copy and the ad copy, but then we started diving into a couple different questions. And one of the questions that I had for him was like, hey, have you guys ever used a low ticket before? He's like, yeah, in fact, I have one. I just turned it off because I thought I was losing money. I was like, okay, well, let's just go over some numbers for you real quick. Out of that low ticket, what was your cost coming back from? Oh, I was like at 70%. I was like, okay, so you're at 70% of your ad cost back. Now, from that, how many high ticket clients did you get? It's like, oh no, but I didn't think I was going to be getting high ticket clients off of that. Like, no. How many high ticket clients did you get off of that? They ended up getting 3 high ticket clients, 1 paid in full. I was like, okay, so out of the revenue that you made off of the low ticket funnel and the amount of revenue that you made off of the coaching clients, how much money did you make back? He's like, I actually had a 3x ROAS if you count the high ticket clients on the back end. I'm like, that is the reason why we implement a low ticket funnel, is because we are able to financial qualify the people coming through so that they can have a far better conversation with them. So what we ended up doing is that we ended up doing a couple of things for this particular account. So one of the things that we did is that we completely eliminated the follower ad. And what we started doing is that we started doing ads to his low ticket offer. When we did that, they still had the same complaint. They were still like, hey, we're not making our money back. I'm like, that's not what the purpose of it is. It's not for you to be able to make your money back. But I go to them, they had a calendar on the thank you page. I'm like, how many book calls? Oh, we're actually getting quite a few book calls. I'm like, how many of them are qualified? It's like, in fact, all of them are qualified. In fact, I'm having a couple conversations with some of the people that came through there and they actually all seem like they're going to buy. I was like, okay, perfect. So now we have the good signs of what this really is for. And what we ended up doing now moving forward is that the VSL ended up being after they purchased, and we never ran front end traffic to that VSL ever again. Now, the thing is that company went from 20K per month to 30K in 1 month just by adding the low ticket as the qualifier inside of their business to making sure that they're getting all the right people coming through. So at the end of the day, this low ticket is not supposed to make you rich. It is supposed to be a qualifier, even then a financial qualifier for you to be able to send people into your high ticket while you are making some money back. It is also secondary as a nurturer. The thing is, like, after the low ticket, you're going to be sending them into some sort of community or membership area, and they're going to be consuming a lot of content from you. So now when it comes to the next thing, they're going to be like, hey, yes, I want to work with you because I saw your content, everything lines up, and I want to be able to work with you. So that's the reason for the low ticket. The low ticket's not supposed to make you money. Like, again, I get a lot of people, it's like, no, I'm supposed to be making millions off of a low ticket. The people that have gotten a 2 Comma Club award from a low ticket were still broke. Like, honestly, like they were still broke. And because a lot of them didn't have a back end ascension for their low ticket. Now, the people that are winning off of this are the people that have the low ticket and know what it truly is and pushing people into the next step of their buyer journey. And you have to think of it as a filter. When your mindset shifts from like, I'm buying buyers and the front end just needs to pay for itself, now you can actually start scaling without having any hesitation. Now you can spend more money on ads. Now you can test more creatives. Now you can expand your targeting because you're not trying to squeeze profit out of your 27, 37, or even $97 products. You're building a pipeline of people who have already trusted you enough to give you money, and that pipeline feeds everything else. And the thing is, that's how you go from making a couple $100s a day to building a real business. The front end is the filter, the back end is your actual business. And if you look at my own personal results, that is how I was able to make $500,000 inside of my business by spending $116,000 in ad spend by utilizing a low ticket funnel so I could filter in buyers so I could ascend people into my high ticket program. So if you're running a low ticket offer right now and you're saying, oh my God, like I'm stuck, I don't know on how to be able to make this profitable or how to be able to make this work, or you know that you need a backend offer, but you're just not sure on how to be able to structure it, that's exactly what we help out inside of my inner circle. We don't just fix your ads, we fix the entire system. We fix the foundation, which is your copy, your ads, and your actual tracking. We fix your front end, making sure that you're optimizing, making sure you're split testing and using the ad strategy in order to be able to scale. And then we actually help with the ascension path to making sure that people are getting into your high ticket program or your done for you service. And if that's something that you want to be able to get into, well, the link is down in the description below. So you can check it out and see if you qualify to join my inner circle. And if this video has helped you, well, drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, what your low ticket is, how you're sending people, and I'll try to reply to as many comments as possible. But until then, guys, I will see you on the next video.